Behind me is a monument to the Battle of Drumclog. This was a battle during the religious wars in the 17th century, and it was one where the Covenanters actually managed to beat the Dragoons, Charles II's troops. I'll show you a bit more of the area from the air, and I'll tell you a bit more about the story as well. Charles II had the view that he was appointed by God to be king of the country, and what he said was more or less God's law as well, and that included how religion was going to be conducted. He had his prayer book, which was to be used. Some of the Protestants in Scotland disagreed with that, and they didn't want to have that system. They wanted to have a Presbyterian system run locally, ministers and so on appointed locally, and no bishops or archbishops, none of that business as far as they were concerned. That caused a lot of bitterness between the government and that particular group. The Covenanters were called Covenanters because they signed an article called the National Covenant, in which you can read it somewhere, but in which more or less they said, we're not going to practice religion the way that you want, we'll practice it our way, and we'll have nothing to do with bishops. We won't have Episcopalianism. So that caused a big schism, and the royalist side, the Charles II side, basically hunted down Covenanters who were trying to practice their religion their way, and the Covenanters quite naturally started fighting back. So we had a terrible time of cruelty, with terrible things done on both sides of the divide, and there were various battles. Behind me here you can see a monument. This is the monument to the Battle of Drumclog. I'll take you through and let you see the monument, and we'll see what it says. I can read you a bit about it as well. Okay, I'll fly the drone around also. It says, in commemoration of the victory obtained on this battlefield on Sabbath, the 1st of June 1679, by our Covenanting forefathers over Graham of Claverhouse and his Dragoons. Dragoons were the state troops, the king's troops. Is there any more information on here? I'll bring this up close so you can get a read yourself at it, maybe. There you go. Right, I shall go the other side here. Good monument, looks a bit like granite. Nothing more on it. Oh yeah, just erected in 1839, rebuilt in 1867. Yeah, I can tell you why it was rebuilt in 1867. The original one got hit by lightning, destroyed by lightning, so they had to make another one. So this at the time was a kind of bog. I don't know if up here would have been or just further over where the trees are, but roughly in this site was a battle. And this was where the Dragoons were defeated. There was something like 250 Covenanters holding a conventicle near here. I think possibly at the farm. And it was discovered, and Claverhouse's troops were heading this way to deal with them, you know, to sort them out. But it wasn't so easy. The Covenanters side had something like, I think it was 40 on horseback, and they were armed. You know, everyone was armed. They had guns, they had pikes, they had, you know, this kind of thing. And yeah, they defeated the Dragoons. The Dragoons were on the run. There was quite an interesting little side story as well, a sad side story of a trumpeter. Claverhouse the leader of the group. Claverhouse was attacked by somebody with a pike, and he didn't manage to hit the guy himself on the horse, but he hit the horse. And Claverhouse managed to make a getaway on his horse, forced the horse a bit, but eventually he had to take over a horse from somebody else. He took over a trumpeter's horse, of his group, a 14-year-old boy apparently. I can maybe tell you more. I'll go and I'll find the monument to him as well. There's one a mile or two up the road. But Claverhouse took his trumpeter's horse to make his escape, and the poor trumpeter was caught, unfortunately, by the Covenanters following that. And, well, I'll tell you the rest of the story when I show you the monument. But that's it. I'll read you a bit more about this, and I'll fly the drone around. I think I can do that today. I'll fly the drone around, let you see the area where this sits in it, and yeah, that's about it. If you want to see more about the Covenanters, as I say, have a look at my channel. You might be interested in it. I found it was a fascinating subject. It was something I knew nothing about before, and now I'm learning a fair bit about it. It's a tragic time in Scottish history, a shameful time to a large extent in Scottish history, but that's the way history is. It's not always pleasant. Okay, put the drone up, let's see what it's like, and I'll tell you a bit more of the story while it's flying. How's about that?